This is a quick introduction to the global tracks. Use the global tracks to make markers, change the key signature and change the tempo, among other things. So if you go up to the top of the tracks area where the solo button is at the top, there's this funny little drawbar show hide thing, and if you click on that it shows all the global tracks. You can hide and show different global tracks at once. So for example, if I click on one of these things and right click, I can show, say, the arrangement, or I can show the beat mapping or other kinds of things. I don't need to have this at the moment, so I'm going to hide those things. Hide the arrangement, which isn't useful at the moment. And I made a few markers. Markers are labels to show you where you are in the structure of your project. So for example, let's say actually my verse 1 doesn't start there, it starts at bar 5. So we've got a 4-bar verse 1, a 4-bar introduction, and then my verse 1 starts. Let's say my verse 2 starts at bar 11. I can click on the plus and then make a different verse. Let's say that's verse 2. I can change the colour. If you click on to select the marker, there's this toolbar here, which is kind of an extra toolbar under the control bar. And right on the very right hand side of this is colour. So select your marker you want to give a colour to, click on that and change the colour. Quite useful just to know exactly where you are really quickly in your structure. Also really useful if when you hide the global tracks, those markers still exist right at the top, so you don't always have to have the global tracks visible. Global tracks part 2, so you can change the key signature and the time signature using the global tracks. Say click on bar 5, I want a new time signature, click on plus on there. And I can go, let's say 6, 8 instead, do custom beat groupings, and that makes it 6, 8. So from this point onwards everything will be in 6, 8 until you make a new time signature. If you want to delete them, how do you do them? Just click on delete, and it looks like you can also create a key signature there instead. It's create a specific key signature, which is sometimes quite useful and sometimes not. In the same way you can change the tempo. So let's say at bar 5, get your playhead in the right place first, it just helps you. Create a node just like you would, oh, that's a bit funny. Do you know what? So the playhead hasn't helped me. There we are. If I click once, I can create a node, just like I do in automation. Then I can drag this bit up or down. It's a bit funny to make a curve. So let's say I wanted to gradually increase between 140 and 153. Let's make it a bit larger. So 169. So if I grab hold of this thing underneath and drag it, then I can make it gradual. So I don't need to use any automation curve tools like I need to when it's actually automation down here. I just click and hold this this node here. So let's you should be able to hear it just for giggles. Let's go a bit slower, give it a bit louder. There we are. And faster, nice one. And if you do this, obviously it gets faster gradually. Which might be quite useful. Obviously not in trance because that never happens, but it might be quite useful in your future compositions. And that's a quick introduction to the global tracks.